So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more.
From a creator about YouTube, about the platform, about how to make better videos, doesn't necessarily always apply.
And that's where editors get it wrong, that's where YouTubers get it wrong. They watch the video and they just hyper-focus in on minute-by-minute sections.
But I think what actually happens is that you're big on YouTube because you're starting to understand what works.
What do the world top YouTubers know about creating viral YouTube videos that you and I don't? And which of the secret strategies can you apply to a completely faceless channel so that you can skyrocket those views? Does the advice of the biggest YouTubers even apply to faceless channels? Are they just as good as face-based channels? I spent the last 50 days analyzing the advice of the best creators on YouTube just to find this specific answer. And I have news for you. While most of the advice does not end up applying useful to faceless channels, there are a couple genius tips that I found while I went down the rabbit hole that are just absolutely golden and that can be used on every single faceless channel. Now trust me on this is going to save you months of trial and error and boost your views and subscribers almost instantly. And don't worry, I'm not just going to share the advice and be done with it. I'll show you step by step how you can implement these strategies on your channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get ready to take notes, because this advice will help you skyrocket your faceless YouTube channel's growth. And we're going to start with the god of YouTube strategy himself, Paddy Galloway.
Whereas it's kind of rare to see someone who makes terrible content do well just because they've got good thumbnails. I'm sure people in the comments will call me out on that and say countless examples. But with that said, though, the thumbnail itself, like even if we were to just conservatively say like, okay, the click part of that equation. So if YouTube is clicking and watching, just like with time allocation, even with how people deem as how important this is, it's still something that is given like 3%, 5%, 6% weighting instead of maybe 30 or 40% like it should deserve. So packaging for me is just that whole psychology around thinking of what we can put in front of the viewer that's going to make them click on this video.
Now, Paddy does share a few tips on how to create titles and thumbnails that will help you achieve this. Now, let's get started with the titles first. Here are 3 rules that really work. First, make them simple and easy to read. Paddy says that making his videos appeal to a larger audience base because simpler words and easy to read language can be understood by a number of people through a number of nationalities, through a variety of age. So different demographics, different ages and groups understand this, and this increases the chance of them wanting to click and see more of the video. Now look at the title for this video from AI Apocalypse that has gotten over 1 million views. It's super straightforward, it's super simple, and very easy to understand. Number 2 is use power words and punchy language. Such words depict emotions and really have a psychological impact on the viewer, making them want to click on the video. So for example, in this video, if it said, "This is how the faceless YouTube algorithm works," that wouldn't have the same impact as "I studied 100+ channels and here is how to crack the algorithm." Now we're using some impact words like the word crack, and we gave a sense of the amount of effort that goes into the video by mentioning that we analyzed over 100 videos. Number 3 is keep them short. Now this is a hard and fast rule. There is always some leeway, but Paddy Galloway says that some of the best videos that he has ever had are titles with under 50 characters. 55 characters is generally the limit on visible advices. Longer titles are going to be cut. So if somebody's watching the video on their phone, for example, they won't be able to read the full title. So another way to do this is to sidestep, to basically have all the important information and all the power words within the first 55 characters. Frontload your title like Digital Income Project does. Even though he has a longer title for SEO purposes, all the very important stuff is just in the first 50 characters. Now, Paddy also suggests that you should try to come up with 10 to 15 variations of the titles before even scripting. And the great way to come up with variations is to look at what title format and types have worked exceptionally well in videos before for your niche, and then try to fit that in your video. Of course, take help from ChatGPT. Just paste your title in ChatGPT and then use this prompt to generate 15 video variations. Once you have that, pick your top 5, and from your top 5, pick your top 1. Now, coming to thumbnails, your titles don't exist in isolation. Both your titles and the thumbnails create your packaging, and they need to work together. Paddy says that the best thumbnails on YouTube play on viewer psychology by showing something that intrigues them right away. For example, in this thumbnail, we created intrigue by adding the word 5 million views as well as $15,000 revenue. And both of these really compel the viewer to check out the video because everybody wants to make $15,000 a month and everybody wants millions and millions of views. Another thing that Patty says is to make thumbnails that are easy to understand. When it comes to elements and design, the simpler, the better. The better your thumbnail is, the better it is at competing for attention amongst hundreds of others. And if a viewer really has to work hard to figure out what it's saying, then they're most likely going to scroll away. A good rule of thumb is to have 2 or 3 elements in your thumbnail. Contrasting colors also achieve the same result. For example, in this video, the YouTuber has 2 overarching elements that show a before and after scenario. It's super simple to understand, and even if I don't read the title, I understand the video completely before even opening it. Now, thumbnail science can be a little bit tricky, and I know a lot of YouTubers and creators are still on the journey of figuring out what works and what doesn't. But you should know that thumbnails and titles are just part of the equation. They're the packaging of the video itself. That's what our next piece of advice is about. Your title and thumbnail set expectations from the start of the video to the end of it. So to maximize drop-off, you have to ensure that those expectations are properly met.
Your title and thumbnail set expectations, and at the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met. You click on a video where, of his, where it's like, Tether is a scam, and then at the very beginning, he starts talking about literally anything else, then you are like, oh, this is bull. This isn't what I clicked on. But if at the very start of the video, you go, Tether is a scam, and I'm going to teach you why, then it's like, okay, you match the expectations. So at the very beginning, match the expectations, and then you want to exceed them. So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more.
And what will happen if your thumbnail and your title say one thing, but when the viewer clicks on your video, they come across entirely different information? Or if you keep on rambling about something that's not even related to the topic of the video and take forever to get to the point, and that's where the viewer will probably click off. And this is not what you want. Mr. Beast was absolutely right. Your title and thumbnail make a promise to your viewer, and it's your intro's job to assure viewers that your video will fulfill this process. Now take a look at the title and thumbnail of this video. It has over 436,000 views. Here's the title and the thumbnail that promise that how to gain 1,000 subs in 7 days. And let's take a look into the intro.
Last month, I posted one video on this brand new channel, and what happened next was very interesting to see. With no outside promotion or data from the algorithm, it netted 18,000 views and 1,000 subscribers within 1 week. Now, the only 2 videos I have on my channel have 300,000 views each. The best part is these videos have below average metrics. This should be a healthy dose of encouragement for you new creators out there, because I just proved that your video doesn't need to be perfect in order to see results. You just need to provide enough value to a core group of people. Let's take a look at the exact process I use for both of my viral videos and get you my actionable content creation roadmap.
Now, when somebody clicks this video and they see what they clicked for, and so they want to stick around, the creator shows his analytics to prove that he has actually gained the number of subscribers that he's talking about, and assures the viewers that he's going to explain the process. The magic here lies into how to structure this video. The simplest way to reassure your viewers that your video is actually not clickbait and can actually deliver on the promise is by getting your hook right. And you can do this by simply saying what's in your title and matching your first set of visuals in your hook as closely as possible to the visual in the thumbnail. Now, we have shared the complete formula to writing a killer intro in the school community. I'm going to leave a link to the school community in the description below. Go join the school community. There's an entire course on how to create a decent intro, as well as how to just create a YouTube Faceless channel from scratch. You definitely should go check that out, because you want to know how to stop people from dropping off in the first 30 seconds after they click on your video, and actually get YouTube to push your video out to more people. Because if your retention graph looks like this signals to YouTube that you have a low watch time. Fewer people are interested in your video, and then it doesn't push your video out to the people that you want, or to anybody. Period.
Someone's, you're introducing a product and there's no tension, there's nothing new that's going to happen, then I might not stick around. A really bad story will go like this. It'll go, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And you think like that's an extremely boring way to intake information.
Yeah.
And what you want is a story that goes, this happened, but then that happened. Therefore, this happened. So you want some causation between the beats in your story. And I think that's something that could exist completely in a tech video.
Okay, so let me break this advice down in the simplest words. When was the last time you watched a movie that made you feel sleepy? Chances are that you found the movie boring because there were no twists, there were no turns, or the story was just simply too straightforward. You know what was going to happen next. The same principle applies to YouTube. With hundreds of videos already on people's fingertips, viewers will not hesitate to click away if the video does not manage to hold their attention. This will negatively impact your watch time, which we have already established is super important on YouTube. And if this happens repeatedly, your Faceless channel is going to be buried. So, creating tension throughout the video is a very important step, but do you know how to do that exactly? It actually starts at the script writing stage. Trust me, if your script is not good, then there's no way your video is going to be. And don't worry, you do not have to be Christopher Nolan to write a freaking engaging script. No, to build tension throughout your video, what you need to do is create curiosity spikes that are basically highlight points in your video that just build intrigue and that gets satisfied at a later stage. Now, let me show you an example of this. This video by Digital Income Project does it really well. His curiosity spike, or the first point where he intrigues the video, comes right after the end of the intro, where he says,
For you to see how all this became a reality and understand the systems and processes that I use to get results like this on a faceless channel, we need to start at the beginning.
He's basically signaling to the audience that to truly understand how to do this well, you need to listen to my story. Then his curiosity spike comes here.
Fortunately, you're not going to get rich making a 10-hour rain sound video. Those days are over. I know this because I've invested thousands of dollars into courses and my own projects where I've learned one very important secret that none of the gurus are telling you.
He says that he's learned an important secret. The viewer now wants to know what the secret is. He reiterates his point again a few seconds later, and when he talks about using a proven strategy or a proven method, he says, trust me, it's not all about the editing or the thumbnails. It's all about the right strategy from day one and using a proven method that actually works. If you continue to watch the video, you'll see that he has these curiosity spikes built in throughout the video. He basically raises the intrigue or raises the curiosity in the viewer's mind by presenting a problem or presenting a hard-hitting fact that satisfies curiosity by giving the solution later in the video. And this loop keeps the audience hooked. This is what it means by creating tension throughout the video. And you can actually automate the entirety of this process after you have written your script or after you've gotten ChatGPT to your script. And what you're going to do is give it another prompt. Simply copy the prompt that you see on the screen and paste it into ChatGPT. And ChatGPT will automatically help you figure out your points in your script where you can add curiosity spikes, or it will add them for you. You can find this prompt in the description below along with any prompt that I've mentioned in the entirety of this video. And there you have it. These are the powerful strategies that will help you skyrocket your YouTube channel. Now, it's your time to take action. Which steps are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. Should I do another video about this and give you even more advice from the top creators on what you can apply to Faceless channels? Now, if you found this video helpful, I don't have to say it, hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. And if you're serious about mastering YouTube, go into the description. I've left a link to the school community. I've left a link to ZebraCat that you can use to create instant videos for Faceless channels. It's super low effort. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to create an entire video, and you can edit it any which way you want. And the school community has an entire course about how to create a YouTube channel, an Instagram page, or TikTok account from start to finish. So go check that out. And I've got more in-depth strategies coming soon, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.